State police are combing the woods right now for a convicted killer who escaped from an Arkansas prison this afternoon. Good evening and thanks for watching. I'm Beth Hunt.
And I'm Scott Inman. The Department of Correction has a helicopter in the air right now and tracking dogs on the ground looking for 33-year-old Curtis Reese Jr. They have set up a perimeter between the jail and England. Reese, we're told, was serving a 45-year sentence at the Tucker unit for a 1998 first-degree murder conviction from Saline County. He escaped with another inmate, James Ryan. Authorities say the two may have left the prison in a water tank, which was atop an 18-wheeler, and then apparently they jumped off. Now, Ryan has been caught, but police are still looking for Reese. Our Matt Johnson is on his way to Jefferson County right now, and we'll have more information when it becomes available. We do want to return now to our top story, where the search for a convicted murderer, 33-year-old Curtis Reese Jr., is ongoing right now. He escaped the Tucker units.
State police have had helicopters in the air, also ground crews searching for this inmate. Our Matt Johnson joins us now live from Jefferson County with the very latest. Matt, what can you tell us?
Hi, Beth. We're on Highway 15 South right now, and every car that comes through here is getting searched, whether it's through the back seat or in the trunks, and that's just part of the ground search. There are some dogs that have been released into the field. There are some horses that officials are out here looking for this convicted killer with, and through the air, the state police have helped out, and there's a helicopter that's circling the grounds here. Right now, this is an ideal place for a man to be on the loose. This is a very rural area, and there's a lot of barns, there's a lot of small houses. So right now, crews are really working against the clock as long as they have this daylight on their side. But Curtis Reese is a convicted murderer, and he's believed to have escaped just a few miles from here in the isolated community of Ferda. And it's not clear, officials are not clear how he was able to jump on that 18-wheeler and escape. Right now, they're still trying to investigate what exactly happened while trying to find this man and while they still have some sunlight. So right now, the search has been going on since about 1:30 p.m. Right now, we have no idea kind of where he is, but that's kind of why this perimeter is so long. It's all the way from really the prison in Tucker all the way through England. There's a roadblock, but if you are able to get through, you're going to have your car searched, and that's just a precaution that people are taking here. They're asking them if you're alone or if you have anybody in the trunk, because this man is considered to be dangerous. It's not clear if he has any help on the outside, but right now they're really trying to wrap up this investigation before nightfall comes in, and we'll continue to follow this, of course. Beth, back to you.
Okay, we'll have more, of course, tonight at 6 o'clock. Matt Johnson reporting live in Jefferson County. Thank you.
An escaped killer is still on the run in Jefferson County, eluding authorities now for more than 9 hours. We thank you for watching tonight. I'm Christina Munoz.
And I'm Scott Inman. 33-year-old Curtis Reese escaped from the Tucker unit about 1:30 today. We are told he leaped from a moving vehicle. Channel 7's Matt Johnson has been following this story all day long and is live in Tucker with the latest on the manhunt. Matt.
Hi, Scott. Well, this search has not let up, and their helicopter's still in the air right now, well into the night, using infrared technology to try to track him down, even in the dark. Now, they've gotten a few leads today, but nothing yet has turned up the man they want back in prison. A massive search through air and Jefferson County fields has yet to turn up an escaped convicted murderer.
As long as we believe he's in this area and that he might be found here, we will be here searching for him. And that will be, if that's into the night, that's into the night.
More than 100 officers have been on the hunt.
Y'all got something in there we need to know about?
For 33-year-old Curtis Reese, who escaped from the Tucker unit at 1:30 today. Reese was convicted in 1998 as a teenager for first-degree murder. Another inmate jumped with Reese from a moving 18-wheeler, but was found earlier between England and Tucker.
It's possible that Reese is injured as well and hiding somewhere. We're just not real sure right now.
An abandoned camper and an abandoned truck with supplies have turned up, but the dark and the open fields are at law enforcement's disadvantage.
Some of that type of terrain is challenging, but we do have tracking dogs and we have officers on horseback, so that will help us.
Be very careful. Yes, sir.
Nearby communities are on alert as authorities continue the search.
Making sure you didn't have any unwanted passing. Okay.
For a killer who could be anywhere. Now, I talked with a lot of residents nearby who are really on edge tonight. They're going to be locking their doors to make sure that they're locked and also keeping their guns close by as this man is still on the loose. Back to you guys.
Matt, you mentioned that truck with supplies in it. Boy, that certainly raises some red flags. Is it possible that that could have been left there for them? Could they have had outside help?
That's definitely a working theory. They called it very suspicious that a truck full of some clothes and some supplies would be left right near the area where these two men escaped. But it's just a theory for now. They're working on it, but that was a big lead that turned up, and they're looking into that, Scott.
All right, Matt Johnson, live tonight in Jefferson County. Thanks very much.
The search for an escaped murderer is growing as Curtis Reese now on the loose for nearly 30 hours. Thanks for watching tonight. I'm Christina Munoz.
And I'm Scott Inman. Reese escaped from the Tucker unit yesterday, and authorities have few clues as to where he could be. Channel 7's Matt Johnson is live outside the prison with the latest on the search. Matt.
Hi, Scott. Well, manpower has tripled since yesterday, but still that hasn't produced any significant clues as to where Curtis Reese could be. Well over 300 authorities have joined the manhunt for a 33-year-old convicted killer, Curtis Reese, since his escape from the Tucker unit yesterday. What was mostly a Jefferson County search has spread. Search dogs and officers are now scouring through eastern Lono County, and officers still inspect vehicles.
Finding him and getting him back in prison is our top priority right now.
Reports of a man running through a field in Allport rerouted the search this morning. Meanwhile, word about the search is spreading quickly in the Tucker community.
Then they said he was a murderer. I said, oh my God, a murderer. I said, wow, they need to really catch him.
Rural terrain, open fields, and plenty potential hiding spots may have helped Reese stay hidden for almost 28 hours now.
We don't really have any reason to believe that he's gone from the area, but we're also keeping in mind, and it's very obvious he could have been picked up.
Folks in Tucker and nearby communities say they have no choice but to stay on guard until Reese is actually back where he belongs.
Really don't know what this man have on his mind. You really don't. And if he killed one time, he might kill again.
Yeah, and that's a sense of how worried a lot of people in the community are. They worry that he may have armed himself while he's been out, but officials just don't know at this point. But they do say that he is dangerous, and if you see him, call police. Back to you guys.
Matt, since we're 30 hours in now, give us a scope of how big this search is. How many other agencies are helping out?
Sure, every major agency in the area is helping out. Game and Fish, state police, local law enforcement. This is really top priority for the Department of Correction, and they've gotten a lot of help from local law enforcement who want this guy back behind bars. Scott.
Time, of course, of the essence. Matt Johnson live tonight. Thanks very much. The search for an escaped murderer has lasted more than 24 hours now, and there is still no sign of Curtis Reese Jr. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott Inman.
And I'm Christina Munoz. As the manhunt continues, so do concerns from residents while Reese is on the run. Continuing our coverage tonight is Channel 7's Justin Lewis live outside the Tucker Maximum Security Prison. Justin?
Yeah, Christina, it may seem pretty quiet out here at the Tucker unit, but I can tell you crews are still searching Tucker, Lono County, and surrounding areas looking for Curtis Reese Jr. But let's not forget he's actually from Benton. And today I spoke with one prosecuting attorney in that 98 murder case that received a startling phone call Monday evening. In 1998, J. Brent Standridge served as chief deputy prosecutor in the trial that convicted Curtis Reese Jr. with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Standridge said Reese and Jason Meredith robbed and killed 2 of their friends one July evening.
That certainly was one of the larger ones because, first of all, you had 2 people and 2 young people that were murdered, and then you also had 2 relatively young people that were the defendants.
It was a phone call from former Saline County prosecutor Monday evening telling Standridge that Reese Jr. was on the run after escaping prison that caused a little concern.
Just one of the things that in past, whether it's been working at the Attorney General's office or working as a prosecutor, you always know that, you know, if you end up prosecuting people and putting them in prison, that there's always a possibility something could happen as a result of that.
We went to Reese's last known address on Congo Road, and the man that lives there wasn't happy to see us. But off camera, neighbors told me they never knew of Reese living at that location since they moved there in '93. Now, regarding that residence you saw there on Congo Road, I tried to actually find out if that was an actual address for Reese Jr., and the Arkansas Department of Corrections couldn't confirm or deny whether he actually ever lived at that address. Christina, back over to you.
Now, Justin, we know that he went from Saline County straight to prison back in '98. Now, do authorities think that he have any reason to think that he's back in Saline County?
Well, you know, that's what I was wondering today, Christina. I talked with Arkansas State Police. They wouldn't even confirm or deny whether they've interviewed family members, friends there in the area, or even if they're staking out, wondering if he's going to return to the county. So that's still a big question, and I guess we'll know more in the coming days.
Well, regardless, we hope they find him quickly. Justin Lewis live for us tonight. Thank you. The search for Curtis Reese has yet to turn up the escaped convict as authorities question whether he's still in the area. Thank you for watching. Tonight at 6, I'm Christina Munoz.
And I'm Scott Inman. It has been 3 days since his escape from the Tucker unit, and crews are still focusing on the area between Tucker and England. Channel 7's Matt Johnson is outside the prison tonight with whether they plan to expand the perimeter. What do we know, Matt?
Hi, Scott. Well, right now, crews are operating like Reese is still here in Arkansas, but that could change tomorrow if this goes into day 4. But officials admit that the possibilities as to where he could be grow every day. The cars keep rolling in. So do the new tools to catch the most wanted man in Arkansas. And after 3 days of searching for Curtis Reese since his escape from the Tucker unit, authorities will take any new clue they can get.
Anything that he might have had that could lead us to him, anything he might have dropped. We're just looking for anything, really.
Today, the search is back in Ferda, where the now 300 authorities on the search got their first clue.
That thermal top that was found that first night, it was found in this general area. So we're doing a more thorough search of this stretch of road here.
They're trimming grass to maybe find something Reese could have dropped, but mainly they're hoping to catch a break.
He could be around. We don't know, and that's why we're really still focusing on this area, trying to pretty much literally leave no stone unturned. I mean, these guys are out here, you know, kicking rocks and combing back grass.
It's a search no one expected to last this long, and authorities say they'll need the public's help in bringing it to an end.
The public is staying engaged, and they're watchful, and they're keeping an eye out and helping us, and we appreciate it.
Now, even as the sun starts to come down, crews still work into the night, and just talking around town, a lot of people don't even think that Reese is still here, but still a lot of them really on edge tonight until they find him. And we're going to continue to follow this story, bring you the latest until we find out. Scott?
Now, Matt, we know that the length of this search is certainly unusual, but how unusual or rare is it for someone to escape from Tucker?
Well, it's been 6 years since someone last escaped the Tucker unit here behind me, and nothing has ever been as elaborate as this, involving jumping from an 18-wheeler. So right now they're going to be reviewing their policies to make sure this doesn't happen again, and they want to make sure that they find him and bring him back here. Scott?
Absolutely. Matt Johnson live in Jefferson County for us tonight. Thanks. Residents remaining on edge as an escaped murderer has now been on the run for 3 days. Hello and thanks for watching tonight. I'm Scott Inman.
And I'm Christina Munoz. The city of England is not far from the Tucker unit where Curtis Reese Jr. escaped on Monday. And tonight, families we spoke to in that area say it has had an impact on how they celebrate Halloween. Justin Lewis joins us live from the England City Park with more. Hey, Justin.
Hi, Christina, and it sounds like something that would come straight out of a horror movie, but a very real situation here in England as an escaped murderer is around somewhere on night. And goblins patrolled the city streets of England Wednesday night. Police have been doing the same in the past 3 days, searching everything from abandoned homes to storm shelters.
I've talked to several citizens who, are sleeping with their children in the bed with them and not sleeping soundly through the night and getting up and checking doors and windows.
Trick or treat!
Meanwhile, people still handed out goodies for those that braved the darkness.
There's fewer kids out and about, it seems like, though there's no specific numbers that I'm going off of, just kind of considering who's coming up to the door and who's out and about, there seems to be fewer people.
We hit the streets ourselves to see how parents are reacting to being with their kids on such a scary holiday, with a prisoner having escaped just a few miles away.
Usually you can't even get up and down the streets in this neighborhood especially, and this year there's just not near as many people out, and there's not near as many people handing out candy as there usually is either.
Now, it could just be a coincidence that numbers are down, but one resident believes the unknown of where Curtis Reese Jr. exactly is continues to haunt many.
A few friends of mine, they wasn't even bringing their kids out trick-or-treating because they just wasn't safe walking, and everybody had a mask on and everything. You just don't know who's behind the mask.
And the suspense around here hasn't died down much since Monday. Many people came up to us wanting to know if Curtis Reese Jr. had been caught or if we had any information regarding his whereabouts. And Christina, I think that's the big question here tonight.
You got to admit, it does make you have a little bit of a scary feeling on Halloween night. So do we know, are police going about business as usual at this point, or have things really changed as we're now 3 days into this manhunt?
Well, Christina, sort of business as usual. They searched some different areas than normal. I spoke with Jefferson County and England Police Department. They're going to be doing normal patrols. However, in the county, they said they'll allow their deputies to kind of have a little more free roam to search some areas maybe they wouldn't normally check late at night.
All right, Justin Lewis reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.
Curtis Reese was found behind that tree line in a 200-foot drop-off, hiding inside of a cave. Now, this was about 10:30, and ever since he escaped on Monday, this has been a very large amount of resources devoted to this search, and state police was here to help out, SWAT team, Department of Correction, and they're able to get him into custody, headed back to the Tucker unit today. Now, he's been missing since Monday. He escaped off of a moving 18-wheeler with another inmate, but that other inmate was captured the same day. But ever since then, there's been speculation of whether he was still in the immediate area of the prison where they were searching yesterday, but it turns out he was 85 miles north around this area where he was captured today. It's unclear what he was doing here. We're still trying to figure out what his motivation was to come all the way out here, but we do know that he is in custody. Department of Correction is obviously very happy to have this convicted killer back in their custody, and we're going to continue to follow this story, bringing the very latest today at 5 and 6 o'clock. Beth, back to you guys.
Well, Matt, can you talk about this area in relation to the prison? I mean, it's a good distance away from Tucker, and maybe his condition as they captured him this morning.
Sure. Details are still coming out about his condition, but this is a very rural area. We heard that authorities got a tip this morning that he could be in the area, and that's what drove him out here. But this is extremely rural, even more rural than the area surrounding the Tucker unit, that authorities were very concerned that he could be hiding around there. But right now, we're still trying to find out what he was doing out here and what he looked like, but I'm sure more information will come out throughout the day, Beth.
Okay, and I know authorities have taken him now. Did they give you any indication? Are they taking him immediately back to Tucker? What will happen now?
That was the immediate response we got. He's heading back to the Tucker unit. It's unclear where he's going to be taken from there, but obviously he's not in the good graces of authorities right now. They just want to get him back, and they're still trying to figure out really how he was able to escape. So I'm sure they're going to be finding out how he was able to elude authorities and then try to tighten up their security measures there at the Tucker unit to make sure this doesn't happen again, Beth.
Questioning at one time whether he had any outside help, and we were just hearing about that yesterday. So hopefully we'll hear a little bit more about how they think all of this happened in the coming hours and the coming days. Matt Johnson reporting live, though, in Cleburne County for us today. Thank you. Again, just to recap, 33-year-old Curtis Reese Jr. He was convicted of murder back in 1998, and he was captured early this morning. Well, actually around 10:30 this morning, so it was mid-morning in that wooded area north of Pangburn. Pangburn actually in White County, but he was found a couple of miles northwest of there in Cleburne County. And again, he is back in the hands of authorities after escaping from the Tucker prison on Monday.
The 3.5-day search for an escaped convicted killer is over. Hello and thanks for watching tonight. I'm Scott Inman.
And I'm Christina Munoz. Curtis Reese Jr. was found in Cleburne County this morning, 85 miles north of the Tucker unit where he escaped. Channel 7's Matt Johnson joins us with how he may have had some help getting there. Matt?
Hi, Christina. Well, authorities believe that Reese was driven here from the prison by people who knew him. Now the investigation continues, but the search is over. Curtis Reese Jr. was able to escape the Tucker unit, but in the end, he couldn't escape the manhunt.
He was desperate, and he just wanted to stay out of prison, and he did for a few days, but now that's over with.
A 3.5-day search ended after authorities say Reese's outside help confessed to his hiding spot. Once they got here, they tracked Reese inside a cave where he was using rope he stole from a very surprised local hunter.
Very confused and very surprised, heart pumping pretty good.
After about 20 minutes of walking from the nearest road, we're coming across one of the caves that Reese could have been hiding in today. Now along the way, we're seeing some food wrappers as we come into this cave in a real isolated area of the McJester community. Now inside we see some wood that could have been used to keep him warm and also a machete on the ground. Now it's unclear if this is the actual cave he was in or how long he was actually in this area, but when authorities found out he was here, he was apprehended today around 10:30.
The look on his face said it all. He's just done. He's defeated.
Suddenly, with nowhere else to go, Reese is headed back to prison while the McJester community is still in shock.
You know, a loose murderer out there by myself. Obviously, he was there by my tree stand, so that's very scary.
This time, he'll be locked up in the Varner Supermax unit, the most secure prison in the state.
I'm glad he's caught. I really am. It makes this little town here safer.
Now, Reese's alleged accomplices are facing charges, and Reese himself is also facing 10 more years in prison for his escape. Back to you guys.
I think that's a common sentiment tonight. Glad he was caught. Matt, thank you.